Hi, Assalamualaikum. So, for case study report, we choose topic Port Clam Free Zone, PKFZ. So, this is a student involved, Tashini, Aini Zakia, Intan Hairul, Ngui Kakah, Rebecca, Hajra, Loh Jarong, Fatma, Saadun, Nur Aina, and Muhammad Amirul Hakim. So, the content for my case study presentation include introduction, background of the Port Klang Free Zone project, chronology of scandal, nature of the mismanagement and corruption, investigation and legal proceeds, financial and economic impacts, governance and oversight failure, reforms and lessons learned, conclusion and recommendation, and reference. So, our topic is Port Klang Free Zone. This scandal involved the mismanagement and corruption in the development of the Port Klang Free Zone, leading to significant financial losses. So, the introduction for this topic is PKFZ corruption issue refer to a major financial scandal in Malaysia involving significant cost overrun, allegation of mismanagement and corruption related to development of Port Klang Free Zone project. PKFZ was a free trade zone at Malaysia's largest port. So the financial scandal is cited as a prime example of a breakdown in integrity and accountability in large government projects in Malaysia.
Let's move forward. I would like to brief and share about the background of PKFZ scandal that case remain an important lesson in public accountability. So the first thing first, the program Free Zone is a project begin in 2002 to attract foreign investors, strengthen export activity and enhance Malaysia globally competitiveness. It initiated by Tun Dr. Ling Leong Si, as you can see the picture, under the Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad, continued by Tan Sri Chan Kong Choi and later overseen by Datuk Sri Ong Tee Kiat. So the first thing, the project initial budget 1.1 ringgit Malaysia but suddenly arise to 4.6 ringgit Malaysia, where is a rising serious concern. This escalation led to the PKFZ scandal, which highlighted issue of mismanagement and corruption. This project met a cost overrun, mismanagement due to allegation of unauthorized bond without cabinet approval. However, this project was done audit by PwC that exposed corruption. So after that, MACC and police were involved in this case to find out the truth. The impact of this case became national scandal symbolic corruption. So regarding this story, it can remind us of the importance of transparency, accountability and responsible management in national development projects.
For the chronology of the scandal, in 2002, KDSB sold almost 1,000 acres of land to PKA for 1.09 billion ringgit, even though they bought it earlier for only 95 million ringgit. Crab Profile received about 820 million ringgit from this deal. PKA agreed to pay the amount over 15 years. In 2003, a special company called SPV was created to issue bonds using PKA future payments. They issued 1.31 billion ringgit in bonds. PKA also appointed KDSB as the developer, and KDSB hired Vijaya as the main subcontractor. To raise more money, KDSB used another company, DMB, to issue more than 1.4 billion ringgit in bonds and notes. In 2004, PKA made its first payment of 100 million ringgit. The rest was pushed to the year 2017, with 7.5% interest added on top. In 2005, PKA requested extra development work. KDSB then raised over 500 million ringgit using another company called VVB. Because of interest and fees, the total payment increased to 677 million ringgit. In 2006, KDSB raised another 410 million ringgit through FCZB. By this time, total financing for PKFZ reached 3.77 billion ringgit, with all bonds rated AAA because of government backing. In 2007, PKA paid 360 million ringgit to the financing companies. JAFZ also cancelled its 15-year management contract with PKFZ. The Public Accounts Committee began investigating because the project cost jumped from 1.845 billion ringgit to 4.6 billion ringgit. The government later provided a 4.6 billion ringgit soft loan. In 2008, PwC was hired to audit the project due to the huge cost overrun. The new Transport Minister, Aug2025, promised transparency. In 2009, PwC completed the audit report, but releasing it was delayed because of government classification issues.
So now I'm going to talk about the mismanagement occurred due to poor planning. So in the PKFZ planning, where the project began with the proper studies. For example, the land was bought at the inflated price and long-term sustainability was ignored. So due to that, there was also weak governance, which is as both the Port Claim Authority and the Ministry of the Transport was failed to ensure the transparency, expert review, and proper internal controls. Financial mismanagement further worsens the situation with proper costs rising from 1.96 billion ringgit to 4.6 billion ringgit Malaysia due to the poor budgeting, mishandled funds, and incurrent reporting. Lastly, there was a lack of accountability, which was because no one took responsibility on that and blame was continuously shifted while the management remained hide for years.
Okay, next, so I will talk about the investigation and legal proceeding that government has done. So, investigation that government do in 2008, investigation initiated due to unjustified project cost, increase in PKFZ. Forensic audit by the PricewaterhouseCoopers (PwC) revealed a weak governance, poor contract management, and inadequate finance control. PAC, Public Accounts Committee, has also exposed that someone witnessed from the Ministry of Transport, KDSB, and PKA. PCA finding also has exposed that has a violence of procurement procedure and non-transparent tender and also financial approval lacking. MPCC and Royal Malaysian Police (PDRM) launched criminal investigation, corruption, and also fraud, abuse of power. Next, I will talk about the legal proceeding that we have done, which is high-profile criminal cases, which is Tuan Dr. Lim Leong Sik has charged on 2010, accused 2003, 2013, detaining around 4 years. And also Tan Sri Chan Kong Choi, which is she has charged on 2012, acquitted. And also Lau Yin Dong, Bernard Tan Siu Sang, Stephen Abok has charged on 2011, which is at the same years, and then acquitted 2017. Civil case OC Pang from OC Pang, former PKA GM, and also found guilty on 2018, ordered to pay RM 2.64 billion ringgit Malaysia. And the outcome is no criminal convictions for political figures, which is PKFZ called scandal without perpetrators.
Now I will talk about the financial and economic impact. First, loss of the trust and credibility. It will cause the damaged reputation, limit partnership, and investor confidence. Next, economic and social effect. It can cause the slower national economic growth and job creation. And also, opportunity cost, which is fund loss to the corruption, could have improved the education, healthcare, and infrastructure. Next, reputation damage, which can weakening the international image and loss of business opportunity. Next, financial consequences. Decline in the revenue and productivity due to the unethical practice and internal conflict. And increase the government borrowing costs and financial instability. Last, impact on the foreign investment, which can reduce the investor confidence and lower the foreign investment rate, and difficult obtaining international loans or funding, possible currency depreciation.
On this slide, we're looking at one of Malaysia's biggest governance and oversight failures, the Port Klang Free Zone, also known as PKFZ. Port Klang Free Zone was supposed to be Malaysia's version of Dubai's Jebel Ali Free Zone. The vision was so big to grow economy, boost logistics, and attract foreign investors. But instead of becoming a successful story, it became one of the country's largest corruption scandals. Why? Because of poor transparency, weak government oversight, and serious financial mismanagement. The project cost was originally 1.8 billion Malaysian ringgit, but due to inflated costs, corruption, and hidden deals, it exploded to 12.5 billion Malaysian ringgit. In 2008, an audit by PwC revealed the truth: irregular deals, unauthorized decisions, and even illegal letters of support. All of this showed just how badly governance had failed. So PKFZ stands today as a lesson. When oversight is weak, even the biggest dreams can collapse into one of the biggest national scandals. Now, let's look at why Port Klang Free Zone failed. Oversight was ignored, important procedures were bypassed, major decisions were made without proper cabinet approval, and whenever accountability was needed, political interference got in the way. In the end, many key figures were even acquitted, and this deeply damaged public trust. From this, we learned some powerful lessons. Weak institutions create the perfect environment for corruptions to grow. Transparency and accountability are not optional, they are essential. Even the biggest, most ambitious national projects will fail if governance is weak. PKFZ stands as a reminder that when corruption takes over, even a project meant to support national development can completely collapse.
So basically, for the reform, after PKFZ issue, several reforms were carried out to improve management. In 2009, the government set up a task force and committees to investigate the audit finding. PKA introduced a whistleblower policy so staff and suppliers could safely report any wrongdoing. The PwC audit revealed major cost overrun and also possible fraud, which led to stricter rule and also ethic training for all staff. Malaysia also strengthened its anti-corruption system to ensure better monitoring of large public projects. So, for the lesson learned, from the PKFZ case, we learned the importance of strong oversight and proper procedures. Without good monitoring, project can easily face cost issue and also non-compliance. The case also showed how transparency and open audit help restore public trust. The independent audit by PwC proved that external investigations are necessary for accountability. Lastly, the incident pushed Malaysia to improve governance and strengthen anti-corruption efforts to avoid similar problems in the future.
This is our last part. This is the conclusion and recommendation. The PKFZ scandal highlight major weaknesses in Malaysia government system caused by bad planning, poor supervision and corruption. The failure to punish top officials lead to huge financial losses and damage public confidence. To avoid similar issues, government projects should go through clear approval step, fair and open binding, and close monitoring by independent bodies such as the MSCC and Auditor General. Protecting whistleblower and promoting integrity among officers are also important to ensure honest and transparent governance. For the next slide, this is our reference we use in our study case. Is for the first slide, second slide, third slide, and thank you for the attention. Bye.